The NASCAR Cup race has officially concluded from Watkins Glen, and we see William Byron put up a dominating clinic and pick up the victory. What's going on, guys? It's Daniel, and welcome back to our video. I just got done watching NASCAR Cup Series race from Watkins Glen, the Gold Bowling at the Glen. We got quite a bit to talk about from this race. Let's go and talk about it. So for the green flag drop in today's race, Brad Keselowski, Corey LaJoie, Eric Almirola, Justin Healy, and Cole Custer would all have to go to the rear for unapproved adjustments. So at the start of the race, he had Denny Hamlin lead the field from the inside and William Byron on the outside, and Denny Hamlin got a really strong run and was able to clear for the race lead. Denny Hamlin held on for a few laps, and then on lap number 4, Michael McDowell was able to pass Denny Hamlin back for the race lead. The first incident happened lap number 5 for Daniel Suarez, who spun at the end of the bus stop and nearly hit the outside wall, was luckily able to continue on, got a tiny bit of damage. With how tough these next-gen cars are, he was able to continue going. Then a couple laps later, Harrison Burton spun from 5th position after some contact with Andy Lally, was able to continue but had to come down pit road. Not much happened, though, coming to the end of stage number 1, as Michael McDowell would dominate and win stage 1. A couple guys that come down pit road, including Chase Elliott as well, but Michael McDowell had a pretty big lead. And then all the other lead lap cars, all the contenders, will come down pit road, including Michael McDowell, Denny Hamlin. William Byron actually decided to stay out, but Denny Hamlin basically was right behind Michael McDowell. Michael McDowell was able to beat him off pit road, but then Michael McDowell got a penalty for going through too many pit boxes and would have to do a pass-through penalty and would pretty much drop out of contention in this race because of that. Then the next lap, William Byron, he would come down pit road, and then William Byron would basically win the race off pit road, continue his domination, and he would come off the final corner and win stage number 2. Then all the others would start coming down pit road for their final pit stops. First, Ty Gibbs and Michael McDowell would come down pit road. But then Michael McDowell would get another penalty for his crew members going over the wall too soon. Then a couple other leaders came down pit road, including, I believe, William Byron, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson, unfortunately, though, from 3rd, would get a speeding penalty. And then on lap 55, the first and only caution of the race would come out for Chase Elliott, who ran out of gas. As Chase Elliott were coming really early in the race, he would bring out the caution with 36 laps to go. Apparently, it was a miscalculation. He had turned the fuel switch on to bring it back to pit road, and then basically they kind of screwed themselves and shot themselves in the foot because of this. Chase Elliott had a fast enough car, probably to at least contend for a chance at the victory, and Alan Gustin kind of screwed him with him running out of gas. What a shame for Chase Elliott. Had a fast car. They didn't have a great Saturday, but still, they might have had a chance to contend for the victory, but unfortunately, because of that, this takes Chase Elliott pretty much out of contention to make the playoffs. At this point, I do not believe Chase Elliott is going to be making the playoffs. I think his chances are pretty much out the window and done. Yes, you do obviously does have potentially maybe a chance and opportunity at Daytona, but you don't want to rely on Daytona. So really unfortunate situation there that he doesn't now likely have a chance to make the playoffs at this point. And it's inexcusable at this point, in my opinion, because you're got to make it on field. And Alan Gustin's had a couple really bad calls, and some of the setups have been really bad. It's a shame. I feel terrible for Chase. Again, I know that there were some things that were in his control and out of his control, but you know what? It really is a bad situation overall for Chase Elliott. Because of that, there will be a little bit of strategy at this point, but William Byron actually was still the race leader, and of course, Kyle Larson had to go to tail end of the longest line. So on their final restart, William Byron lead the field from the inside and Denny Hamlin on the outside, and William Byron got a really strong restart and was able to clear for the race lead. Denny Hamlin and a couple of other drivers in the front were trying to keep up with William Byron, but William Byron was able to basically pull away. Then on lap 73, the next incident happened between Eric Almirola, who spun from 28th position coming off of turn number 7, was able to continue going. And then really the big final incident of the day happened at lap 75 for one of the fastest cars in the day, Michael McDowell, going into pit road after reporting losing power. Was actually one of the faster cars coming into the field, but after losing power would have to come down pit road, and unfortunately his day would end and would have to go to the garage with 10 laps to go. But it would not matter up front, as William Byron would continue his dominating day, and he would come off the final corner, lead number 70 or 75 laps, and win here at Watkins Glen, picking up his 5th victory of 2023. What a dominating day for William Byron. I think William Byron maybe had the fastest car. If not the fastest car, he definitely got a top 2 or top 3 cars. I think Michael McDowell really did have a really good car as well today. But still, nonetheless, a fantastic day for William Byron. Big momentum and confidence booster for him as well, because William Byron has struggled throughout the summer this year. They haven't had a lot of great runs. So for him to come into this weekend and be able to pick up the victory is absolutely huge confidence booster. Really puts Hendrick Motorsports back on the map, because Hendrick Motorsports had a lot of great pace and a lot of great speed today as well. Congratulations to William Byron picking up win number 5. Dominating day. A huge, I think, shot in the arm for him, and nonetheless his 5th victory 2023, and I believe this also is his 9th career NASCAR Cup Series victory. So huge congratulations to William Byron on picking up the victory. By the way, on the last lap, you had contact between Kyle Larson and Austin Dillon. Apparently, he may have had some contact at turn number 6, and basically in turn number 7, they wrecked each other. Larson overdrove the corner and wrecked Austin Dillon. Not sure what happened there. Seemed like maybe some contact between them a corner or two earlier, but it is what it is, and they unfortunately crashed on the last lap. So now we're going to take a look at the race results of today's race, and I'll give you my score of today's race. So William Byron picks up the victory. Denny Hamlin finished second. Really great day for Denny Hamlin. Obviously, the last 2 road course races have not gone really well for Denny Hamlin. So for him to finish second, really promising day. Huge confidence booster. Denny Hamlin right now has a lot of momentum going into playoffs. Great day for Denny Hamlin in second. Cristobal finishes third. I believe that is Cristobal's first top 5 finish since he won at Bristol Dirt earlier this year on Easter. So it's been a long time coming. He's had some good pace and good speed and chances to win, but it's kind of thrown them away. Great day for Cristobal in third. AJ Allmendinger finishes fourth. Great day for Allmendinger. Obviously, the Indy road course did not go well for him. I thought today, though, he may have a chance to have a good run and maybe have a chance to win. And he had a car that was probably capable of winning, but still a top 5 run. Great confidence booster for AJ Allmendinger. And Ty Gibbs finishes 5th. I think this may have been his best race of 2023. I think he had a top 2 or top 3 car. Got passed a couple times by guys like Kyle Larson and Allmendinger, then, of course, a couple other guys, but still a great day for Ty Gibbs at 5th. Obviously, he's in a must-win situation at this point because he's too many points back, but nonetheless, a great day for Ty Gibbs in 5th position. Mark Truex Jr. finished 6th. They made a really good pit strategy call. They had to come down right before Chase Elliott ran out of gas, and it really benefited them because they were probably going to finish 14th or 15th in this race. But a great comeback. You got to get the best finish you can, and nonetheless, a great day for Mark Truex Jr. in 6th. Another top 10 as well. Chris Buescher finished 7th. Buescher had a top 10 car most of the day, so very solid run in 7th position. Tyler Reddick finished 8th. I thought Tyler Reddick was going to be a threat and contender to win the race today. Unfortunately, didn't have a chance in the shot to go for the victory, but still a decent top 10 run. Just didn't have the overall pace to go for the victory, but he still finished 8th. Solid run for him. Ryan Blaney finished 9th. I think that's his first road course top 10 in a very long time. He's kind of struggling road courses the last 2 years. So really good day for Ryan Blaney in 9th place. And Joey Logano finished 10th. After kind of making a fool of himself last week at Indy road course, a great comeback day for him. Kept his nose clean, didn't make any mistakes on the track, and gets a very solid top 10 finish. Todd Gilliland finished 11th. Good to see him being the best front-row finisher. Was probably going to finish in the top 15, probably behind his teammate, but still a solid day for Todd Gilliland in 11th position. I think that's his first top 15 finish in a couple weeks now, so good day for Todd Gilliland in 11th. Bubba Wallace finished 12th. I know that's not the win that some people probably want from, but it's obviously no secret that Bubba Wallace has not historically been really, really good at road courses. So for him to get stage points, got 5 stage points, which I think is absolutely huge for him, and basically ran top 10 and top 15 pretty much all day long. This might have been his best road course race all around in his NASCAR Cup Series career up to this point. So great day for Bubba Wallace and fantastic run in 12th place. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finished in 13th. Stenhouse had a pretty good day, all things considered. He's been kind of hit or miss, but we know JTG has been pretty good this track historically, so a solid day for Stenhouse in 13th. Kyle Busch finished 14th. I think Kyle Busch had about a 6th or 7th place car. Very similar to Bubba Wallace. So he got trapped near the back of the pack. It was very difficult to pass with this car. So he did recover a little bit, but only got up to 14th position. Brad Keselowski finished 15th. I wasn't sure how Brad was going to do today because we know that Chris Buescher has been getting better at road courses, but Keselowski hasn't been really great at road courses the last few years. But I think this is the best road course race that Brad Keselowski's had in quite some time. So good day for Keselowski in 15th place. And by the way, Brad Keselowski and Kevin Harvick, because of no one else winning and a guy not below winning, he's going to be racing in the playoffs. So really awesome to see Brad Keselowski get a chance to race in the playoffs with RFK, both RFK cars. And he's 6th in points, by the way, which is absolutely incredible. Austin Cindric finished 16th. Decent day, not a great day. Kind of held up the field, but with how hard it is to pass with this car, no one was really able to get around him. Ryan Preece finished 17th. Decent run for him. Was the best finishing SHR driver. Shows how much SHR struggled, but a solid day for Ryan Preece in 17th. Ross Chastain finished 18th. Again, Ross Chastain basically being non-existent at this point. He's only had 1 or 2 finishes inside the top 10 since that win at Nashville. Just not a good day for Chastain once again, but still, though, being the best finishing Trackhouse driver. Mike Rockefeller finished 19th, got a top 20 finish. He was pretty fast in practice, almost made it to the final round of qualifying. Good day for Mike Rockefeller in 19th for a Legacy Motor Club. Kind of had an embarrassing race earlier this year at Indy, so so solid day for him in 19th. And Corey LaJoie finished 20th. I think Corey LaJoie probably had a 10th or 15th place car, but of course had to go to rear, and it was very difficult to pass, so unfortunately never got back up there, but he does finish in 20th. Kevin Harvick finished 21st, had a pretty bad day in my opinion, but overall, he'll get the race for the playoffs. He probably should be happy about that at this point. He finished 21st. Daniel Suarez finished 22nd. Man, Daniel Suarez kind of struggled this weekend. Were able to rebound, was moving through the field early, but then made that mistake and never recovered from that. They're really big disappointment. At this point, they got to go out and try to win Daytona. They're 47 or 48 points, 8 points below at this point, so they're definitely in a must-win situation going at Daytona. Alex Bowman finished 23rd. They also got trapped near the back of his wall. We're about to run out of gas. They kind of struggled out throughout the day, unfortunately. Thought they were going to be a contender because they were good in the Xfinity race yesterday, and sadly, it did not translate. Justin Haley finished 24th, just kind of a mediocre day for him. Andy Loggett saw a top 25 finisher, Rick Ware Racing. Kyle Larson finished 26th. Kyle Larson, a top 5 car, maybe a car that could have contended William Byron, but then had the speeding penalty, and then, of course, made that mistake getting into Austin Dillon. We'll have to see what Kyle Larson had to say about that after the race. Maybe there was a fight, we're not entirely sure, but Kyle Larson made that mistake, had won the previous 2 races, thought he was going to be a contender. Sadly, was not a contender today. Well, he was a contender, but made that mistake. Josh Bianchi finished 27th, decent run for Live Fast Motorsports. Cole Custer finished 28th, Eric Jones finished 29th, and Eric Almirola, after having a couple spins, finishes in 30th. Austin Dillon finished in 31st after basically a spin with Kyle Larson. He had a really good day too, one of his better road course races going, but unfortunately got that spin with Kyle Larson. Chase Elliott finished 32nd. Again, they had a car maybe top 5, maybe not winning, but still, bad pit call strategy, miscalculations, just a terrible mistake on that team's part. Now going to have to go to Daytona and try to win. Really disappointing day for Chase and just a frustrating day overall. Harrison Burton finished 33rd. Ty Dillon finishes 34th. Chase Briscoe finished 35th. He came down the pit road, was 2 laps. Some might have had a flat tire or something. We're not entirely sure. And Michael McDowell finishes last in 36th. So now, let's talk about the overall race as a whole, and I'll give you my score of today's race. I'm going to be honest, this is probably my least favorite Watkins Glen race I've watched probably since either 2017 or probably maybe probably since 2017. Actually, maybe 2019 at times. Because this race had good moments, especially in the beginning. And I did like the strategy and I liked how close everybody was. But the biggest problem is that this car is very, very difficult to pass. We know there's a lot of dirty air on this next-gen car. They're obviously trying to mitigate these issues. To me, the biggest thing that's going to fix this issue with the dirty air is giving more horsepower to these cars. Teams and drivers and people in the industry have been begging for NASCAR to go ahead and increase the horsepower on the next-gen car, and NASCAR really has not budged at this point. So that's one thing that needs to happen to make this racing a little bit better. And of course, it kind of created not the greatest race in the world. You had cars that were clearly faster, but were not able to pass. The one thing that saves this race is it was less than 2 hours. I believe this is the first race in a very long time that went the full distance, that basically got every lap in and was able to go under 2 hours. That was faster than last week's race, and that race is 2 hours and 9 minutes. But I enjoyed that race more last week than the race this week, because even last week, yes, you had long runs, but you were able to find areas to pass. It's very difficult to pass at tracks like this. I love this track, though. It's still my favorite road course, don't get me wrong. Today, though, I'm giving this NASCAR Cup Series race overall, I'm going to give this race overall maybe a 5.5 out of 10. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It was good at times, wasn't the greatest race overall. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. So, that is going to be today's NASCAR Cup Series race review from Watkins Glen. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please like, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so you know if I win a video, does go live on my channel. Follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support my Patreon as well. Let's go below that and comment your thoughts below on today's race. What are your thoughts on today's race? Let me know below. Let me know your score in the comments below. And congratulate William Byron on picking up the victory. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tomorrow on the channel, we have a NASCAR newsman on the channel. It has some interesting little insight on 2311 Denny Hamlin that came out. We're also going to talk about the Austin Hill contract extension tomorrow. Then, of course, we'll have the NASCAR Truck Series race picks for Milwaukee Mile as well. Then on Tuesday, we'll have the NASCAR Xfinity Series race picks for Daytona. And also maybe I'll have my 2,000 subscriber special, which might be another silly season predictions on the channel. Got a lot of great content dropping on the channel that I cannot wait to share with you guys in the future. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.